You guys know I like to babble, and I started my video off, and I was going to touch briefly on some of the things that some of the feedback I got from people over the videos I did regarding Hunter and how they helped me, and how clearly, I guess, they helped other people too. Which is not my intention, but listen, I'm very happy. If my yammering on about my life and how I feel makes somebody else feel good, then I can talk all day. Let's talk about today. I got done at the barn, and we were done training the babies. I was happy. There was some stuff needed at Big D's. I went over to Big D's. I went back to the house. Felt a little tired. Gonna have a nap. Woke up from the nap from a text from the judges saying your first drive was scratched tonight. Take your time. Thank you very much, judges. And it dawned on me I didn't even do a video. Didn't even update you guys about anything. So let's get to that. Today we had a lot of horses training, actually. 6 sets today. We scratched a couple that had temperatures. Just the tail end of what I think is going through the burn. And actually, when I look at the entire body of work of the stable over the last 10 days, something did go through the burn. And it was not immediately detectable by us. Not immediately detectable. But it was there. I don't need somebody to tell me it's there. I'm sitting behind the horses. I know it's there. Oh, Freedom Hill got her blood back. Her liver was way up. This happened last spring. I went back and watched a couple of videos, but then looked at a little bit of my notes from last year. I try harder to keep notes than I should, and I made an effort to do so a little bit. And the livers were jumping last spring. Is this some sort of virus in the spring? Is this something that's affecting some of the horses? Why? Why is it affecting 3 and not 8 or 10 or 20 or 40? I don't know. Spitfire Overseas GGT is still high. Way high. But as it starts to come down, some horses can deal with that and race through that. And I hope he's one of those horses because he's going to need it. So I will be a little proactive in telling you that I have my concerns that Spitfire Overseas might be a little flat this week, looking at his blood work. You know, Stacy loves the horse and said, oh, we'll work on it. I said, well, there's a chip going down. Cool. I don't even know where it came from. Just want to pull over and wipe it off, see if it wipes off. I think it's a little stone chip. Anyway, I told her, I said, I know you love the horse, but he's going back to Ontario after tomorrow's race. He'll get on the truck with Looks Like Money, come back to Northfield, and then Spitfire Overseas will go to Ontario with Grand Slam BO is going to go to Harry after tomorrow. And then I was a little torn too. I feel in hindsight I might have screwed up. I should have just stayed and drove at Northfield Park and let Brett drive Looks Like Money from Post 8. I know what he's like, and he gets off the gate well at the Meadows because it's a staggered gate. Well, I don't know if it is or not, but I don't think it is. I don't think Miami Valley is a staggered gate. And if he's just a straight, flat gate, 8-hole starter, it's not going to be as easy as it's been, let's say. Anyway, it's hindsight. It's not hindsight yet, but it will be. There's nothing I can do about it now. It's done. A lady come up to me in the barn and said, Mr. McDonald, I have a cattle wash colt. Would you guys train it in Ontario? Yes, ma'am. Won't be a problem. So I don't know the name of the colt just yet. He won't be offered up for sale. I think this is their horse. They just wanted to race him in Ontario. He's training down well, and wanted somebody that's going to be able to train him in the summer. So I noticed Harry's barn's getting a little light. At some point, we're going to transition some of those Ontario breds over to Harry also. Dominic's been a little bit spoiled. Now, he worked for it. He worked not that Harry didn't. Dominic worked hard for all the horses he had, and I wanted to keep the babies in one spot because, truthfully, Dominic, Harry, that's great. I wanted James to keep an eye on the babies. Not because I didn't trust anybody, but because James knows how I want it done, and James knows the flags that I see coming up and say, I don't like to hear that, I don't like to see that, I'll go with that horse. Or if push comes to shove before all this foolishness at the border happened, I'll bring that horse back over here and work on that horse. We have the ability to do that. And we still do, kind of. So we got 3 horses heading home. Spitfire Overseas, Grand Slam Dio, who another horse with a high liver, not super high. Now, when I talk about Freedom Hill, the scale on the livers for the bloods are 0 to 32 or 36 or something like that. Freedom Hills was 55 and then 48, I believe. Still too high. You might say, it's not too bad. Really high, when they start getting up around that high-end level, some of them can't function. And maybe that was a component also of what I saw from Freedom Hill. Okay, the first week, infinitely better, but a hair flat. Still, remember I told you she was a little short getting over the virus. It may in fact have been this liver count. Just to put it in perspective, Spitfire Overseas, 101. It's high. Now, we've had horses, as they start to come down, they're still high, but we're watching them come down, and they get better and better and better. And the odd horse can race through it. But I can't necessarily, it's not enough for me to say, high liver, we're scratching them. I can't do that. I just can't. It's not something that, it won't jump, because like if you race a horse with a high AST, the muscle count, you have the potential to cause that to jump even higher next time, right? So it's not the same. It will continue to come down as we treat it. Freedom Hills, 50 something, 48 something. Grand Slam Dio, the week before her first start, was 56. I don't know if we took her blood after. Now, it was still high. It doesn't come down that quick. You know, you treat them with lipotropes, and there's a million old school remedies you use. Honest to God, I've never seen one of them where you're like, wow, that was so much better. I never saw one. So that's what we're dealing with. There are some livers that are high right now. I'll tell you, Greatest Endings used to jump all the time, but it's low right now. I don't know why. Can't tell you why. I have no idea. But it is. Why is this light so long? Not nearly this long, is it? It's weird. It's still green. Anyway, Freedom Hills was a little bit high. So we opted to race her on Wednesday because we thought Gymboree would get in on Saturday. Didn't get in. Puts us in a tough spot with Gymboree. Her stakes on the 7th, and I'm going to be completely upfront with everybody. I think we just race her next Wednesday in an easy class. She fits in onwards a 2. I don't think she's going to fit it after the Bobby Weiss. I'm not advocating saying that she's a layover, but I think this filly's got some big miles ahead of her. I would rather come into the Bobby Weiss off an easy onwards a 2 at Northfield Park on Tuesday or Wednesday, back 5-6 days, than off 2 weeks racing and training her up hard. Because quite frankly, if we're going to take her to the Bobby Weiss, I'm training her in 59 on Wednesday. 2 minutes 59. She's going a strong mile on Tuesday or Wednesday for that Monday. I think it's Monday, maybe Tuesday, but I think it's Monday start. And I don't do a whole lot on Monday, so I offered the drive to my brother, Mark. You know, he hasn't come back yet. He said he's a little overweight. He just feels like, and I don't mean he's fat or anything, but those guys like him and Scotty, they get to work themselves into because there's expectations. I'm Anthony McDonald. No one cares. Don't get a lot out of a horse the first couple of times. But Mark, you know, always wants to be, same as Scotty. They always want to be at their best. So he's working out at the gym, you know, dieting, stuff like that. Stuff like everybody would do when coming back. He just didn't feel comfortable doing it. I said, hey, just take the filly. Take her yourself. Race her. She's a sweetheart. She's a Cadillac. She does nothing wrong. But he declined. He just wasn't feeling up. When you're off that long, too, mentally, does it play? Is there a component there, too, a little bit? You know, you want to get yourself in the right frame of mind? I'm sure there is. But I'm not doing anything on Mondays or Tuesdays. So regardless of what day it is, I'll go to the Poconos. Will I drive? Will I fly? Well, it depends on what the flights are. Historically speaking, they're not super cheap going into Wilkes-Barre. Why are all these lights so long? But we'll see. We'll see. And again, if I draw the 9-hole, somebody else can drive Gymboree probably. But I'm excited to race her, but I do want her coming in sharp. And I think, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, say, oh, you know, if I win the Onwards or 2, I expect her to do very well in an Onwards or 2. And I would rather get a race into her 5 days out in that level than, I think it would be very similar to the same as training her in 59, so why not race for $9,000 rather than not? Now, I thought getting behind a horse truck who has his tailgate winched on with winching device of some sort was the smart move going off that light. So I'm already starting I'm already starting the night off making bad choices. So you're up to date on Freedom Hill. She'll be in next week. They usually split all those classes too. They go with a number of divisions. So next Tuesday, Wednesday will be big days for us again next week. The biggest problem was Fire and Shine's blood really wasn't that bad. So between the aluminum shoes and the changing this and that, nothing really helped. I can't imagine. She's going to do somebody some good, but it's not going to be us, I don't think, at the stable. And you can't say, well, you didn't give her a chance, right? She got all the time off she needed. She was put away off 2 wins, sharp as attack, come back the same way as we trained down pretty good, qualified okay. Now, for sure, she wasn't at the top for game, so, can we race her once more? Well, it's going to be hard to sell her off a, 8th or 9th beat for a football field, so, yeah, I think we probably can. But she'll likely be leaving us, too. And you guys see this. None of this should be shocking to you. So we have a number of horses getting ready. I know Arrowhead Hanover didn't get in. Now I'm upset. I never noticed till right now that Arrowhead did not get in. Must not have gone with that class. That is frustrating. That is super frustrating. I don't know what the answer is for him, where we're going to go. We knew this was going to be a problem. Somebody asked why is Mounds for all in that condition claimer. That's why, because the class never fills consistently. There's nothing worse than having a horse that can win a class and the class never fills. We've had our fair share this winter too. Damn it. Anyway, I'm getting close to the track. Let's go through how the horses went today. I'll give you guys another update. Maybe if there's stuff that I missed that I want to talk about again. I want to talk about maybe on the way back to Brunswick tonight or tomorrow morning on my way over to the Meadows. I am going to the Meadows for the first 4, and then honestly I have a 3.5 hour drive to Miami Valley, so lots of time to chat tomorrow. Let's get to it. First set, first off, I thought every horse trained good today. We did have some breakers. We had some horses make mistakes. A couple of them are going to be coming back tomorrow. Royal Flush Dio had a slight temperature, and he was castrated last week also, so we opted to wait till tomorrow. Perfection Hanover, same thing, getting over the virus. Perfect Thoughts, weight count was 12. It's come down now. She feels good. And then in New York, made a break today, and that lady's horse I was talking about, the Cattle Wash Colt. So we have a set of 5 going tomorrow. Everybody else trained today, and I was happy. So let me get right to it quick. Emerald Tom was very, very good. I think he won the first set. Love Sensation was great. Judy's Money was good. Jason said a little peggy up front. Now, we've taken the flip-flops off, taken the cork off, and as I was explaining to everybody last week, this is when the horses start to get a little sore. I need you to pay attention. Jason said last week, right line a little bit, finishing up today. A little peggy up front, but shorten her gait up. So, before we jump to conclusions and say, our knees are hurting her, what we will do is draw blood on her, make sure that maybe she's a little muscle sore. Maybe that's what you're seeing. And then we'll go from there. And even if she is a little bit sore, it's not unrealistic to say we just did it with other horses that came back great this week. Blister them, give them 2 weeks with no training, and then continue on. And that's an easy way to start. That would be step 2. 1 would be the blood work. 2, and having Dr. Latessa look at the filly. 2 would be, treat her. Potentially x-ray those knees, but there's nothing to be concerned about just yet. I think it's just growing pains in the spring. He's Fearless Peter was great also. Rose Run Bobby won the set very easily. I won the set. She looked incredibly good. I sat her in the middle, got all the stuff out of her mouth now. She's starting to understand. Just a few weeks of showing her, right? And she was so much better. And it isn't that Amy didn't show her when she was going with her, but this is the progression, right? That you have to be able to work through the process. She has. Aunt Sarah was second to me and was very good, and Jailbird Job was right there. Everybody in that set trained very, very good. Now, we slowed them right down, 235. And I'll make note of that. As I said, Megan's Lucky Day won her set, looked great, didn't make a break. Slower fractions, but much better on that splint that we had crowd last week. So, happy with her. Set 2. Do we have any mistakes in here? I went with Steph's Hope. Put the hobbles on her. Different horse. Not shocking. She was great. Everybody in this set did their work well. Degas, Eric said was very good. Joe J. Fotag was good. Zena Kemp was good for Amy. I went with Steph's Hope. She was good. Tomboy Strong won the set very easily. First day with no flip-flops on it. She looked very good. Johnny Sioka went with her this morning and said to me after, he goes, she's got a lot of gears. She's a nice filly. You never sat behind her before. I said, yeah. Everybody really likes her. She does her work real kind of matter of fact, but you know there's something bubbling there. And I say that with a grain of salt, and you know why. Always. Royal Duchess was great too, and Supermind was very good. Everybody in set 2 was great. Third set, Pretty Eyes and Lies, was good in New York run. I'll go with him tomorrow. We got to do a little shoeing on him in the morning, and I'll go with him. Jolene Hall was good. I won that set also. No, I got beat. My Name is Swain. He was on the front. I just let her ease up down the lane. Rico Tubbs got by me, and on the outside, Leland Hanover, us were right. All three of them were right together. Don't Ask Again was behind me. Jolene Hall was there, and Amy was right behind the wall of horses with Pretty Eyes and Lies. And she said she was very happy with Pretty Eyes and Lies. So we're 3 sets in, 20-some horses in, and we have 1 breaker. Very good morning so far. We go in the 4th. Neuromancer was great. Fixed up his shoes up front. He trained great. Millie Girl crushed everybody. We kind of mixed everybody together today. I just wanted everybody going where everybody is equal, so it didn't matter who was in with who. Millie Girl mauled everybody. Go Strong Hanover was in the middle. I was down on the inside. I believe I was 3rd. Blue Rare was right behind us. Eric said she was perfect. Uncle Danny was in the middle also. He was good. I think he got a little rough at the wire again, and the kid Tyler, he said, maybe we'll do this. I said, we're just gonna put the hobbles on Danny. That's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. He's getting hobbles on. That's all. No big deal. And Steady Volo was great also, coming off the virus, right? First training trip since the virus. And then we go set 5. I won it with Megan's Lucky Day. She was really, really good. Had to know. Capistrano Knights, Highest Honored. Diosa Della Donza was right behind me and couldn't sprint past me down the lane. Sweet Lake was beside me and couldn't get me down the lane. So we were scratching a little bit. I still didn't want anybody really dropping the hammer on them, but they were scratching along a little bit. Oh, that's good. I was pulling up and I was wondering what race was it. Race 2, I see you getting ready to go to the gate, and I'm in race 3. So all is well. The set 5, no breakers that I was told, and everybody Highest Honor, everybody in there was right there together again. So everybody's getting over the virus good. Everybody's sharp and feeling good. And then the last set was much smaller. Royal Flush Deal was scratched out of that set. ACDC was good. Cherry's Girl won the set. I was 2nd or 3rd with Captain Doolittle again. First start back from training horses, and first start back from being a little sick, so he was very good also. Those were all the sets this morning. I galloped Nut Bar there a little bit. Not a little bit. Man, he's strong. Hanger 1. We'll start training him in the trot in another week or so. And he does. When he's done running, I let him trot out after, and he's fine. He's perfect. Is that the second log?
Yeah.
Tell them I'm coming up, will you, when you go up? Tomorrow we're going to train that set of babies. I'm going to train some of the 3-year-olds. I'm going to gallop Gaslight Hall a little bit also. Then I'm going to head over to the Meadows. I had the first 4 races at the Meadows. I'm going to leave immediately after the 4th race, drive all the way to Miami Valley. It's about 3.5 hours, and I'm going to drive Looks Like Money in the open trot. I'm going to watch Memory and Imagination race, and on my way out of town, maybe stop and watch Spitfire Overseas race also, and then back in the swing of things for Thursday. So that is what took place today. My apologies on a little slow getting you your video. I was just getting back into my swing of things today, but I'm glad I did. A little more fresh. Got my drink here to race in the 3rd race. They're going behind the gate now. The 2nd race, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Hope you're having a good day. For those of you who were deeply affected by what took place last week, which is a lot of people. As I said, I was surprised with the amount of people that messaged me about these videos that I just made another one for everybody. It definitely helps me, and I'm glad it helps you. And I appreciate that from everybody. So have a wonderful night. Good luck to all my partners tonight. I'm going to go drive Greatest Ending in just a minute. Take care.